The anchor has not communicated via social media or other means where he has been as of late. On Friday morning, George remained missing. Whit Johnson had come in to take his place instead. There was no explanation for why George had been out for so long. It's possible that George had taken some time off for the holidays. Both he and wife, Allie Wentworth, have been having difficulty adapting to becoming empty nesters since their daughters left home. However, they announced both daughters, Elliot and Harper, will be returning for the holidays. Since George's lengthy absence, fans have been asking where he's been over the past week. When is George coming back? One asked on X, formerly known as Twitter, "George, are you OK?" Another took to Instagram to ask. There's been no update as of late as to when George will be returning to GMA. It's likely going to be after the holiday season, or perhaps by New Year's Day. Earlier this week on Tuesday, George was also missing and replaced. Whit Johnson took over while George was out for the day. The anchor and former White House communications director was also missing on Monday along with Michael Strahan. Lindsay Davis filled in for Michael on Monday while he was away. However, Michael had already come back from his absence. Last week, George's wife, Allie Wentworth, shared an old photo of herself with George and her mother taking a stroll to her fans and followers. #TBT pregnant and with my husband and mama. Allie captioned the photo. The 58-year-old was seen with her hair slicked back into a tight bun, heavily pregnant. She wore a t-shirt that exposed a bit of her baby bump and elastic pants, likely seeking the most comfortable outfit possible. Husband George, 62, was right at her side, holding her hand and leaning in close. His now salt and pepper hair was dark and bushy as he looked forward. George had taken his shirt off at some point and was walking along wearing nothing but a pair of athletic shorts. He kept his t-shirt slung over his left shoulder. To the left of the pair was Allie's mother, Mabel Muffy Wentworth Brandon Cabot. She wore what looked like a full-size gown and a sun hat with sunglasses. The trio were walking along the beach near the ocean as the waves crashed along the shore. During George's most recent appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers, he made an admission about a burn his daughter slung at him. George talked to Seth about some of the events that happen in his new book, The Situation Room. Speaking of his eldest daughter, Elliot, 21, George admitted she said something sweet about the book. "Sometimes when I have a little trouble falling asleep, I will listen to your book," George said of Elliot. He couldn't stop laughing about it, and neither could Seth. "You know what's really sweet about that is that I don't think she intended it to be the biggest burn. No, she meant it to be sweet, like I like hearing your voice, but it didn't quite come out that way," Seth joked. Both men laughed about the realization. "And she's like, now all my friends listen to you to fall asleep," Seth snarked. "They think you have a sleep podcast." George couldn't stop laughing, but the pair moved on to discuss the meat of the book.